if you get a chance, make sure you check out Bryce's channel, which is Tremendous Views. And at the end of this video, there'll be a little, end screen. So catch those.
Hey friend, welcome to another Thursday Collection Connection, the game that's just an excuse to talk about records. On Eric's last play, and ironically, I wanted to mention the drop clip that he chose, mentioned my channel name, Tremendous Views, which I never seem to remember to mention on camera, but actually, the week he chose that, I'm actually thinking about changing the channel name. For now, it's going to stay the same, but at any point, it could change in the near future. So, anyway, don't be caught off guard by that. So anyway, on Eric's last play, he gave me Ice, The Ice Age, an album recorded way back when, late 60s, early 70s, that didn't see the light of day until last year, apparently. And I listened to it, had a very Steppenwolf sort of vibe. It may have fallen under the heading of psych, but to me, without the references to, gnomes and shit, that it's kind of just rock music. And he didn't have the parochial schoolboy singing voice. He just had a kind of a rock singer voice. So I mean that in a complimentary way. They sounded like Steppenwolf, and it was a good listen. I enjoyed it. It's just a solid record. They were like the when I tried to look them up on Discogs. It's not a band that's easy to look up information on, because when you look up the Ice Age, you get the movies, and on Discogs, they are the 82nd act tagged with the name Ice. So there's a lot of people who tried to claim that name. And I thought about going something in that direction, but what I ended up going with, kind of randomly, random point of inspiration, and I'm going to forget the exact number, the opening track of the Ice album is 2 minutes and 56 seconds long, I think, at least according to Apple Music, where I streamed it from. And so I decided to look for see if I had an album with an opening track that was the same length. The length that I believe is 2:56, but the graphics will be correct. And I came up with the song Susquehanna Hat Company, the opening track from Too Much Joy's Serial Killers. Now, this is an album from 1991. They were a band that worked very much in the alternative style once alternative had been sort of codified, and had a sound that was less alternative being all over the map and more alternative being, well, like this. They're a little like Bare Naked Ladies, kind of smart-assy, catchy pop tunes, a little more on the rock side. I first became aware of them from their single That's a Lie, which hit like a novelty single. That's one of the traps of having a sense of humor openly in your music, is that you feel like a novelty act. And that was from their previous album, Son of Sam I Am, which is a funny album title. This one has a kind of a lamer pun, Serial Killers, for the title, but it's a better album than you would think. It's not a great record, but there's probably 5 songs on there that I think are very, very good. Crush Story is, I think, one of the great forgotten pop singles of the 90s, maybe of all time. I think it's a great song. But it starts off with Susquehanna Hat Company, which is a kind of a barn burner right out of the gate, and a lot of fun. It's another one of my favorites. It's what made me decide I wanted to go ahead and talk about this album. There's a guest rap by KRS-One, if I recall correctly, on the song Good Kill, and that's probably one of the lesser tracks, but some of the songs that I really enjoy are King of Beers, Thanksgiving in Reno, and William Holden Caulfield is a good track. There's nothing that's really hard to listen to, but some of it sounds kind of generic, and kind of generic frat boy pop rock of the early 90s. And so with that, I think there's definitely some worthy material on there. Like I said, I think Crush Story is a great song, and there's at least 3 or 4 other very good songs on there, to my ear at least. So I will pass on to you Too Much Joy, Serial Killers from 1991, American band out of New York, I think that, if I recall correctly. And yeah, hopefully you have some fun with that. And so once again, my connection was an opening track with the time of 2:56. And with that, look for Eric's response. My brother Eric, the guy I play this with, Plastic Eric from the Plastic Soundwave Cult. He will have his response on Monday. Every Monday he makes a move, and every Thursday I make a move. And at some point we're going to tally up the score and see how much I beat him by. But until then, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.